Greetings all. Today's video I'm going to show you how to draw the roof on the elevation view. So I've got my roof, that is all these pink lines right here, and I kind of do my roof a little bit differently only because I know certain things such as the overhang, the offsets, and stuff like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw some lines to mark certain things, and some things I'm not. Okay, so I'm over here on my left side, okay, and I know from here that my overhang, okay, it says here 1 foot 1 inch, but that was probably just a misdrawing, okay, so it's probably drawn a little bit incorrectly, not hugely, but just drawn a little bit too big. But I'm going to just go with the figure of 1 foot. That's what this should be from the wall to the outside part of the fascia should be 1 foot. Okay, so going back to my elevation drawings, this is the very end of the house. I'm looking right here. That's where I'm looking at down here. Okay, so I'm going to extend this line 1 foot. Okay, and then I'm going to extend this one just to match that one. So I can just activate that referenced geometry, and we've got them both at the same point, and I can also go ahead and draw a vertical line in there. And I should draw that vertical line the same color as the roof. Come on. There we go. Right there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and set it on that layer. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now, of course, fortunately, our top of wall level almost comes out to the same as the top, or it really should be the same as that wall level, just based on the geometry and the way the geometry was. Okay, so that's kind of a good thing that gives us a little bit of reference. Okay, so I'm going to extend this one 1 foot. And then I'm going to match this one to that, get some referenced geometry, and there we go. Draw a vertical line straight down, or straight up. Okay, and I'm going to move this over to the side just a little bit. All right, now to start this, I need to locate certain points. Okay, my end point is pretty much already located right here. That's the end point of the roof right here. The next thing I'll locate is that intersection right there at the ridge, at the apex of the ridge, and then right here at the apex of that valley. Okay, so I'm going to locate those 2 points first, and I'm just going to go to the draw, pull the draw panel down, and select the construction line tool, and mark that one. Of course, I'm just doing it in pink right now because I don't think I'll get it confused with anything else at the moment. Okay. Okay, so by looking at this and knowing that this is a hip ridge that goes up to a full ridge, a horizontal ridge, I'm basically going to be drawing at an angle from here up to here. And then from this line, I'm going to draw horizontally because I'll be drawing this line right here, which is just a straight horizontal ridge. This is a hip ridge, which is angled. This is a straight horizontal ridge, which is not angled. It might be hard for you to see that unless you've been working with roofs and stuff like that a lot, but it'll start to come to you. All right, now the next thing I need to do is determine my roof pitch. Okay, so I need to keep that consistent with this drawing over here, and this one did not get a roof level, or a roof pitch. So let's kind of see what it is here. So I'm going to guess that it is a 612. So I'm going to run a 12-inch line this way, and let's see, something didn't work right. Let me try that again. Okay, so I'm going to run a 12-inch line, and then a 6-inch line, and just double check to make sure this is a 612. Okay, so if I bring that over, it should fit perfectly, and it does. So that is a 612. So this symbol should even be on this drawing right there. And there should be a 12 up here and a 6 right there. But I'm not going to worry about that at just this moment. Okay, so going back here to make that 612, what I want to do is come right here to the corner of the roof. I'm going to move my cursor over to the right. I have not clicked anything yet, but I did pick up that reference point of geometry. And I'm going to type in 12 inches. Okay, so now I'm going to start drawing upwards with a line, an actual line going 6 inches. Okay. And the angle from here to here, that is basically my the angle of my pitch. Okay, now it's easy to do it that way. Other ways you can do it after you establish that is get an angular measurement. Okay, from here to here, and it's 27 degrees. So anytime else, and there's going to be a few times you're going to need to do that on here, you can just, reset that at 27 degrees. Okay, so we'll remember that figure. All right, so I need to shoot it up at an angle to go to this first line. So I'm going to go to my trim tool and then push on the shift button to make it go that direction or go up to the next line. All right, just like that. And then the next one is going to be horizontal, straight across, horizontal. And that's it right there. Okay, that's that line. All right. Now, the next place I'm going to draw to is I'm going to draw from this hip ridge up to this main ridge right here. That's going to be my next angle, or actually what I'm looking at is I'm looking at it from this side right here. Okay, so I'm going to be drawing that line up to that main ridge. All right, so I want to mark. I just really want to mark that line right there, or that intersection, that apex right there. Now, some people will go ahead and mark everything first and then come back and draw. I don't do it that way because all those lines tend to really confuse me a bit. All right. Now, here's where we need to get that angle back, okay, that same angle, and we got to go up to that ridge right there. But I'll show you a little shortcut. You can actually take this one, copy it. For a reference point, just use the very tip right there and then bring it right here. Okay, drop it there and then hit the escape key. Okay, and then go to the trim tool and extend that by clicking on the shift button. You want to extend it down here too. It's got to go all the way to right there. Okay, now that should be exactly 1 foot. And here's where you figure out sometimes that AutoCAD is not exactly perfect. I'm going to get rid of the grid lines. But you'll find AutoCAD is not 100% perfect. It does have to be calibrated. It kind of calibrates itself in the background, but sometimes I have to actually come in here and calibrate it myself. But we should be, if I take right here and start to draw a line, but don't draw one, just kind of activate that point, come over to the left and do 12 inches, and then draw a line straight up, and you can see it comes perfectly with that right there. So that's part of the eave. There would be a corner right there, okay? So there's a corner right here. We have to represent that corner right there as well, okay? So there's your corner, and of course that was our original corner. All right, the next place that I'm going to draw is this apex right here, okay? So I'm going to get another construction line. And it looks like I probably have to draw these. Well, I don't necessarily have to draw them first. I can draw them in different order. And we can do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's draw first. Let's draw this horizontal ridge line. Okay, now we're going to come over here to this corner right here. We're going to draw that corner. And it's actually got to come from right in here somewhere. Okay, how do I know where it comes from? Well, kind of like I did a minute ago, I'm going to come down here. I'm going to activate that point of geometry as a reference, move my cursor over to the left, and then type 12 inches, enter. Okay. And 27 degrees, or again, I can copy one of these angles over here. So I'm going to draw it and just kind of take it up to here at 27 degrees. And in this case, you know, make sure you hit it exactly right. You kind of got to draw it a little further and then tab over to the degree button and type 27 and then enter. And then you got to come back and trim that little tail off right there. Well, actually, you didn't have to, I didn't have to do that because I need to draw it a little bit further. But you can kind of see where it might be a little quicker just to copy another one and bring it over here and put that angle right there. Okay, so where does that one go to? This line right here needs to go up to right here. Okay, so I'm going to put another line marking that apex right down to here. Okay, and then after that, looks like we're going to see probably a horizontal, or maybe a little bit of a little bit further down, but we'll kind of make that decision when we get there. Okay, but let's worry about this one for right now. So I want to extend that one just a little bit. The shift key there. Okay. So what else am I seeing? So I drew this one. I've got this right here. The valley isn't going to show up because it's like right behind that line right there. But what I do need to see is I need to see this line coming down from that main ridge line right there. From that main ridge line. It's come down at that same angle. It looks like it comes down and it meets this line right here, just like this one went up to meet that line. So it's real easy to draw that one. Just find that intersection and draw it just like that. Okay, next one we're going to look at, okay, is going to be this line right here. And that should be real easy because it's going to come down at that same angle. And I probably, yeah, this is going to be the same angle. So I can actually just shoot that one down, holding my shift button and doing the extend deal there. And that should be exactly 1 foot. I don't think it is, so I might have to go in and fix that. Okay, so let's I'm looking at it and I can tell it's just too much. Okay, so reference point, don't click, just reference point, and then draw this over 12 inches, and then draw straight up. Okay, so you can see it didn't come down. Now you'll get some angles like that that are off just a little bit. Go ahead and fix it because you won't notice it. Okay, so I need to draw that to right there. Or actually, let me undo that real quick. So what I'm going to do instead, because that needs to come to right there, I'm going to put a joint in there. I'm going to use a little split tool, break at point. So this is the line I want to break, and I want to break it at that point. Now, I'm going to grab it, bring it over here. Okay. So basically you got two different angles there, which are, it's kind of a mistake. It's in AutoCAD. Again, dealing with the calibration, but you're not going to notice it from here. Now I can tell you when they get on the job site, they're going to do stuff like that too. Somewhere in their construction, things aren't going to match up and they're going to end up making it work. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I want to draw is going to be this flat line here. Or not flat line, it's horizontal line, but it is another ridge line. Okay, it is a hip, one of the lower hip ridge lines. And it's going to be drawn, and I'm just drawing a regular line there. I should draw a construction line. Okay, it's going to be drawn to, okay, so I'm thinking I would actually see part of this back here, or no, maybe not. No, I would not. Okay. All right, so I need to draw basically a horizontal line from here to here. The next part of it is real easy because we're just going right down to here. All right, then we can select all those lines, delete, kind of double check everything. Okay, everything looks like it's going to match up. Everything matches up. Okay, so that is the roof. Okay. Let's see. Next thing we want to do is bring down things like our windows. I got this little detail right here I need to bring down as well. All right. I've got one window, one door, and a garage door. Let's go ahead and bring this item down here. That's that little overhang for the bay window. So I'm going to mark that one. That one's a little tricky because it's going to look a little different, and there's certain things that we don't know and we're not going to know about that particular line, that particular set of lines. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It keeps going, setting to where it goes back and forth. Okay, get that one. Sometimes when you're working with angles, it does tend to kind of really do weird stuff because it doesn't know what you want it to do. And to fix that, you just either zoom in or zoom out and try it again. See, that one keeps wanting to go at an angle. So I'm going to zoom out, and actually I'm going to go ahead and get out of the tool and then go back in the tool and sort of see if I can get it to jog. See what it's doing right now. It's not doing what I want to, that's for sure. Okay, so this one, I might just draw a regular line. And of course, you can do this with regular lines. You don't have to use construction lines. That's just my choice. Okay. All right. So parts of these lines I can leave, such as these lines right here. They're inside of the fascia. That's going to mark the corners. Okay, corner here, corner here, corner here, corner here. So that's going to actually be the corners for that roof. Okay, so now one thing I don't know where this point is right there. I don't. Okay, I'm going to make it up as I go though. Okay, so I'm going to find, or actually what I am going to do is I'm going to draw another line marking that point right down through there. Okay, and then I'm going to actually draw the lines I want to keep. So this one's going to go all the way to the corner right there. Draw another one all the way to this corner. Okay, and then these other ones, we're just going to draw right up to that apex. All except for the center one. You're not going to draw one on the center one. Okay, so I want to keep some of those lines. I want to delete this one. That's the one that goes down the center. I don't need that one. I'm going to use the trim tool, trim that out, this out, that out, that out, all of these out. You can say I want to keep those lines that come straight down. Now I can just delete everything else. Okay. Now what that does, that presents for us some more wall corners that we didn't bring down with the rest of them. Okay. And we're going to mark these. Those might be kind of difficult because of the angle to mark, but here we go. We're going to try it. Well, actually, I'm just going to use a regular line. So come right in here and get that corner of the wall. Make sure it's straight 90 degrees. Now you can see here, that's where that wall is going to come down. Remember, the reason they're offset is because we do have an overhang on this roof. Again, AutoCAD is not 100% perfect. It's closer than you and I could get with a pencil. And a lot of times it really is very, very close to scientific perfection if it is calibrated properly. Okay. But we're not going to worry about going through that process at this moment. What I am going to do is I'm going to kind of look. I'm going to look here, see where I'm offset at. Okay, those are good over here. What I might do is just move these over, those lines over. Okay, so I want to go to the wall Oops. Go to the wall layer. And I'm going to draw the walls for that bay window area. Okay. Now here's where I'm going to kind of make things up as I go. And see if we can get a measurement to tell us what's going on here. I don't want quick. All right, so if I measure from here to here, 6 1/8 inches. Okay, so that's what I can do. I'm going to delete this one and delete that one since they're off. And I'm going to measure 6 1/8 inches from each one of those before I actually start drawing the wall. Okay, so this is called problem solving. 6-1/8 inch. So we take a problem with AutoCAD and we fix it, or we sort of make do with what we got. Come over 6-1/8 inch. Come down. Delete those two lines. Okay, so now we have that bay window wall piece, and we're going to put windows in there. Okay, now this is the next thing we have to figure out. You know, we've got windows. This is a bedroom right here. I do remember correctly. That's a bedroom. So that window has to be at least 3 feet wide down here, but we also have to make sure it has 5.7 square inches of clearance. Let me see what time we're at on this video. So we're already at 21 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and stop here, and then we'll come back and do the windows. Okay, that'll be our next video.